Question. Since suggest the command that Neo has posited in the last couple of days and I finished this morning, GitHub issues can now be handled without needing a GitHub account. And I'm wondering if it'd be fair to you guys if you would want me to go ahead and push it as a pre 1.17 update so that any questions or queries that would need to be in 1.7 could be easily remedied with suggest. Is that something you guys would like?
I think that would be smart, actually. Yeah. Is anybody not aware of what Skyranger's talking about at all?
Okay, so essentially, what Silver, you've opened an issue on the GitHub before. You, I forgot what the issue was entirely, but basically, how I handle things that I need to remember to do for Fishsticks, since Fishsticks has a whole lot of stuff. And that too. Is that I open an issue in the GitHub and it lets me track like how much progress has been done on the update, how much stuff needs to be done, what has been done, and then I can tell you back and forth like in like kind of like a forum what's been going on with whatever your issue was. But that would require a GitHub account. And there's been a couple of people who have posited suggestions that I've put into an issue for them so that I can remember it that didn't have GitHub accounts. So what Neo has asked in the last day or two, whenever it was that we add a command to Fishsticks that allows you to enter the issue title and an issue body that Fishsticks would post to his own repository without you having to have an account. And I just finished that this morning. And I'm asking if that would be something that would be good to have in something before version 17, which is when all the other stuff is going to come out. That way you can suggest things to be added for version 17 or whatever you might think might be a good idea to be added in the future or whatever. Does that make sense? Okay.
A couple questions?
Yes.
Your suggestions channel, is it going to be open to the public, open to members, open to only leadership houses?
Right now, I see no problem to have it open to recognized and up, which is pretty much everybody. There's really nothing that goes on in a suggestion that would posit privatization, but if the issue becomes sensitive in some manner, I would remove it myself.
Right, yeah. My original suggestion, the reason I asked that question was because I wouldn't want people to spam the command and troll it, but if that ever happened, we can just lock things down then. The other question I had was, part of my suggestion was, are you going to allow reactions? So like say Amroth walks in the channel and goes, hey, can Fishsticks do A? And everybody goes thumbs up or thumbs down reactions on his suggestions, so we can sort of see live the feeling that suggestions are getting, making the channel interactive without confusing it with a lot of text and conversation.
Yeah, and it currently works. Like everything that he requested of it really works within the realm of you can create issues without having a GitHub account, but at the same time, I need to fine tune it. There are things about it that work, but I don't like how they work. I think they need to be done better. For example, if you submit a request or a suggestion, your suggestion will be posited immediately. It'll be uploaded, issue will be created. I can see that it was created, and GitHub will send a message to Fishsticks' console that says, "Hey, it's been created," whatever. But the channel that he's talking about, bot suggestions, doesn't update but for every 15 minutes, and that's just currently the nature of how the system that handles the hey, that's a thing now works, and I don't like that. I'm going to change that. But at the same time, I'm also going to make it so that he'll add his own reactions and everything, so that way you can say, "Hey, this is cool," or "Hey, this is stupid." And yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like the whole immediate feedback thing. I thought that was a big part of the suggestion, was so we could really get a feel for what people think of suggestions right away.
Yeah. But that'll be done, and it has to be handled. How it works is that when you submit a command, Fishsticks fires off like a request to a third party system, and that third party sets up the GitHub issue, and then GitHub creates the issue, all that mess, sets it all up in the repository, and then dispatches a webhook request or like a web request back to Discord, which creates the message in the Fishsticks console. At the same time, that same system that sends the request from Fishsticks to GitHub in the first place reads that same repository to see if there's new issues created every 15 minutes. What would need to be done and why it's so kind of janky is that Fishsticks would have to be able to interpret an incoming request back from GitHub in order for it to be instantaneous. GitHub already does this. That's completely fine. But in order for Fishsticks to like have it completely work how I want it to work, he would need to be able to read, hey, this is the thing, and that requires some extra finesse that I have not currently been working on.
Can I just point out that what you do have right now has been rolled out actually less than 24 hours after the suggestion was.
Okay, so it was yesterday.
Yeah, so I mean, don't be too hard on yourself there for not getting it perfect.
I mean, well, what's throwing me is that the biggest holdup for version 17, remind you, version 17 has all kinds of coolness in it. All this stuff about like all this game rules stuff, all these things that people requested about game rules, all that mess is in there. Done. But there's a lot of logistical and mechanical things behind it that I need to finish before I roll it out that I want you guys to be able to access. And half of it is stuff that isn't actually code. All that database mess that I've been talking about previously, all this stuff that'll tell you, oh, you've put in so and so commands, or you have this many commands you put in, and you have this kind of stuff, and you've got these music player playlists, all that mess that you can handle through an online dashboard. All that is going to be put into an online dashboard, and that dashboard requires finagling, to say the least. And that's most of it right there. I'd say if I had to give a ballpark for version 17, it's probably about halfway done. Just so you know what's going on. I am making progress on it. It's just difficult.
At this time, could one of you people that knows Greek tell us what the root word finagling? I'm just kidding.
But that's about all.
Alrighty, so Sky Ranger's question to everybody here is, wouldn't you rather have this system before version 17 rolls out, so that, say version 17 rolls out, somebody goes, oh, we could probably do the such and such command a little bit smoother and make the suggestion, and boom, he can go fix it, rather than waiting and adding it also to version 17. I mean, this is kind of like a prelude to version 17. Everybody want to go ahead and implement this into Fishsticks now? I think you should.
I probably will, because you guys are just so enthusiastic about it.
I think we lost like half the population of the channel sometime in the last 5, and they'll all come back in just a second and go, okay, I'm back.
Someone leaves.
It's Fishsticks. Who cares?
Is it possible that in version 17 we could like have a command where we type about and Fishsticks spits out like trivial incidental information about fish, server uptime, what kind of fish he consists of, his favorite condiment.
He does that.
Yeah, I know.
Totally a he.
It's a she.
It is totally a he.
It's 2019. It can identify as whatever it wants.
Well, then he just
Said-
changed his identification to a Navy battleship.
Wow.
But-
Really went there.
Anyway, I mean, that can be done. Yeah, that's on top of an already interesting system that I've been added or requested to add. That has been added, by the way, which I cannot reveal until after 17 comes out.
So, Sky, can we add a system where like I could say exclamation mark pizza and fish sticks would order Grubhub or like Pizza Hut or something for me? Have it delivered. Run my credit card.
That's football's job. He will order pizza for you.
Honestly, I probably could do that. Do I want to do that? No.
Alrighty. Welcome, Ping Jockey and Kratos. So, anybody have any problem at all with the immediate implementation as soon as possible of suggestion? I like it.
No, let's do it. I'm excited to hurry up and not use it.
Oh yeah, because you use fish sticks all the time.
30, 40 times a day.
Oh yeah. It's already logged a few of your commands.
Only bannings.
And fish sticks classifies that last statement as sarcasm.
And the last time fish sticks ever got sassed, that person got banned.
Okay, that is something we need to talk about. The continuing anthropomorphizing of fish sticks by Sky Rangers.
Give him personality. It's good for his soul.
Personal. Anyway, okay. Anybody else have any other thoughts or suggestions or feelings of any kind about anything related to or would touch upon fish sticks or its operation?
Or any questions about Discord?
When we go back to TeamSpeak.
Just real quick, I wanted to throw a shout out to Sky for the how well fish sticks works. It's really impressive. So appreciate your hard work.
Danke, friend.
Blah, 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 blah.
I know it's the internet and all that, but I can see his head swelling.
Close Internet Explorer.
Just kidding. Alrighty. Anybody else have any business they'd like to toss out there tonight? Not here at the moment, but I would like to welcome Dark Soldier to CC membership a few days after it actually happened. He was a little bit different from sometimes the standard application in the sense that he actually answered the questions, and he answered them kind of well, and put some thought into his answers, and has just made a reasonable impression on the community right away. Anybody that is already here, if you bring any new friends into our community or whatever, tell them, just spend a couple minutes on the application. Don't just breeze through it. We love seeing applications where people actually thought about what they were going to say. He got a lot of votes for just answering the questions well. Anyway, welcome to Dark Soldier, even though he's not here. And again, any other open meeting business at all?
I'll put a plug in for devotional. We're about to finish our 35-day plan that we got 2 days left. So if you're looking to join in, you have time.
Hey, Cameron? Let me jot some of this down. If anybody else has anything you want to bring up while I'm typing this out, is probably the time. Any leaders want to share anything like that?
On a non-related note, if there's anybody in the Nashville area, I'm going to be out there in the next in the next 3 weeks. So if anybody wants to meet up for breakfast or a cup of Joe, let me know.
To hook you up with Elvis, not the Elvis, but an Elvis.
Cool.
You watch your mouth. That is the Elvis.
Well, the Elvis, but not the Elvis.
No, it's the Elvis.
I haven't talked to him for a while. I don't know. I don't even know if he's out and about.
Which area, Ping Jockey?
Nashville.
Oh, Tennessee. Okay. Other coast. Gotcha.
That's the only person I know down in Nashville that's around here.
He's 10, you see.
I went to college in Nashville.
Yeah, that helps.
I mean, I used to go for food.
Really quickly, Amroth, in relation to what you were just saying, is there a particular forum thread or anything about the devotionals where people can get more information?
I'm kind of just doing it word of mouth and Discord right now. But I can try and put something together if you need me to.
No. I was just wondering if there was like a central place where people could kind of know like what time you might get together or
We don't
say.
meet at all, honestly. It's the main design is it's everybody's doing the same one. So if you have questions, you want to talk, we can meet up. But the main point is to have people who are also in the same devotional so you can see how you're doing, how they're doing. Maybe competition if you want it that way.
Roger that. So, by your sense, Silver, you're behind schedule? Alrighty, so have you guys ever thought about using the same sort of system for, like, read the Bible on a year type of thing?
Totally could do it.
So essentially, what you're saying is that you're using Discord kind of like to say, okay, folks, we're reading this particular week or whatever, in case you're not keeping up, and to sort of remind each other to continue with the devotional.
Yep.
Alrighty. Alrighty, well, if nobody has any other further open meeting business, 5, 4.
I think Houdini's raising her hand.
Yes.
Most of it is done in that app that Kessa linked the website to. Where a lot of the reminders are getting done through the app. So like I have mine set up that I'm getting a daily reminder and I'm still not doing the devotion. But we use the Discord channel as just kind of a like once a week Amroth will say, hey, just a reminder. And I still suck at it.
Okay, so that's why we see so little information in the channel.
Yeah, because most of it's done in the app. All of the commenting that we do, which not everybody comments, that's fine. It's done through the app.
Well, that's kind of cool. Well, I understand the anti-spam thing, but it's the Bible. It's the one thing we can't spam enough of on our server, so don't worry about that. But yeah, if it works, it works. So if anybody wanted to join in, they would literally get that app. And would they have to friend or follow anybody, or how would that work?
Yeah, you do have to like be friends with everybody who's in. Well, you don't have to be friends with everybody, but you need to be friends, I think, with. I think Amroth's been the one who's been doing most of the inviting. And then you don't have to you do have to create an account, but you don't have to put in your real name or anything like that. You can just be like, hey, my name is Silver. And
also, you don't actually even have to have me as a friend. You just have to have the app and an account, and then you just say, hey, I want to be involved, and then I can send you a direct request to just join.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
So it doesn't even require a friend thing. It's more like a group thing.
Yeah. I usually send friend requests after I get you invited, though, just so.
And just to ask one more question, I'm sorry to clarify, and I hope I'm not dragging the meeting too long. For the purposes of people that don't have it, when you say an app, are you talking about on a mobile device, or?
You can do it through the internet as well.
Okay.
It's the one that Kessa put in chat.
Right, Bible.com. Do most of you use it in a mobile fashion so that you can read it at work or whatever? Alrighty, I appreciate the answers to the questions. The more that we can tell people about it, I'm hoping the more people might get interested. See, that's a perfect illustration. That's why I was asking the question, because if you can do it, while you're watching your niece, or anything like that. When you're in a waiting room or taking a break at work, exactly.
Yep.
I saw something. I'd have to look it up to tell you all the actual statistics, but this relates to something that I read the other day. That basically said that mathematicians had sat down and figured out if the average person lived to around 76 years of age, somewhere in that area, how much of their time throughout their life, aggregate together, was spent doing various tasks, such as sleeping, eating, sitting in your car at lights, things like that. And man, they came up with some doozies, like you spend more than a decade on one thing. You spend just half of your life doing just this other. And they wanted to prove the math on this was interesting. If you took 2 hours of your life, every Sunday of your life, from your birth to your death, and you lived to be 76 years old, and you went to church every single Sunday, all of that time aggregated together wouldn't even be a year of your life. So what they were trying to get across was, if you spend 8 hours a week gaming, add that up times 52, and that's how many hours a year you spend doing it. And how many years you do that in your life, say it all adds up to whatever. And some of the big things you do in your life might take you 10 years of your life to do that thing, or 50 years of your life to do this thing. But you spend less than a year of your life going to church. So it was just an interesting read, and I think that's why we need to take technology like apps like this to, just spend a few minutes with the Bible. It doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing, as long as you have the attention to devote to it and you're not being dangerous or, driving or something. Anyway, I digress. Sorry about that. If that's all of our open meeting business for the evening, I guess at this time I'll just thank everybody for showing up. We didn't think we were going to have a meeting until 10 minutes after the hour. I appreciate everybody coming out, and I guess at this time, all of the leaders, if you'll just filter your way down into the closed section, we'll see if we have anything